The real life of Mahatma Gandhi, the man who freed a nation without violence. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born on October 2, 1869, in Porbandar, a coastal town in the Indian state of Gujarat. His father was a local political figure, a Diwan, or chief minister, and his mother was deeply spiritual, teaching him values of humility, non-violence, and truth from a very young age. As a child, Gandhi wasn't a genius or a rebel. In fact, he was shy, ordinary, and curious. But beneath that quiet nature was a deep thinker, early education, and England. At the age of 19, Gandhi left India to study law in London. It was a bold move, especially for someone from a traditional Indian family. He spent 3 years in England, learning not just law, but also about Western society, religion, and philosophy. He became a barrister, a qualified lawyer, and returned to India, but soon left again, this time for South Africa in 1893, to work on a legal case. Transformation in South Africa 1893 to 1915. What Gandhi saw in South Africa changed his life. There, he faced racism and humiliation. He was thrown off a train for sitting in a whites-only compartment, even though he had a valid ticket. That moment became a turning point. In South Africa, Gandhi spent 21 years fighting injustice, not with violence, but with peaceful protest. He led campaigns for civil rights, started communities like Tolstoy Farm, and developed his philosophy of Satyagraha, the power of truth and nonviolent resistance. Return to India and fight for independence, 1915 to 1947. Gandhi returned to India in 1915, not as a lawyer, but as a freedom fighter. The country was suffering under British colonial rule, poverty, unfair taxes, and brutal repression. But Gandhi had a different vision. An eye for an eye will make the whole world blind. He launched nationwide nonviolent movements like Champaran Satyagraha 1917, helping poor farmers against exploitation. Salt March 1930, walked 140 miles to protest salt taxes. Quit India Movement 1942, demanding complete independence. Despite being jailed multiple times, Gandhi never stopped. He wore simple clothes, lived in an ashram, and practiced what he preached: peace, simplicity, truth, his message to the world. Gandhi became a symbol of hope, not just for India, but for oppressed people worldwide. He inspired leaders like Martin Luther King Jr., Nelson Mandela, and millions more. He taught that true strength lies not in violence, but in truth, love, and peaceful resistance. Assassination, January 30, 1948. Just months after India gained independence in 1947, Gandhi's life was cut short. On January 30, 1948, while walking to a prayer meeting in Delhi, he was shot by a Hindu extremist who opposed his message of peace and religious unity. His last words were said to be, "Hey Ram." He died at the age of 78, but his soul became immortal.